darkness. Hello, I am Juliana and my stream doesn't want to start at all. Like, completely gone. Can I have it? No, right, it's on. So again, hello, I'm Juliana. If you are new here, I work for the Open Information Society. Nope, I always think that, but that's not for whom I work. I work for the Open Information Security Foundation, which is a non-profit foundation from the US that supports and maintains the community of the worldly renowned network security and network monitoring engine Suricata. And I've been doing these sessions where I work to help me focus, and we have already had one session in the morning-ish. No, it was in the morning, my morning that is. And now we will continue working on documentation. In the previous days, I've been working on a patch, and now, because this patch sort of adds new possibilities in terms of configuration for Suricata, and because that configuration can affect the behavior of the behavior of the tool, it's important to document what's going on, and that's where we currently are. And that's what you'll get. So this is the agenda. Let me put it here. I have to sneeze. Oh my. I can't sneeze. Yeah, it's looking ugly. I'll also tweet about it. I had lunch and now I'm lazy. Where are we? Here. Now we have, no, it's moving on with the agenda. Yes. Okay, I've tweeted it. Tweet. I'm silly, sorry. So, before lunch, I wrote something for the packet alert queue settings, which is the max value. I don't know if this title is good enough. We'll find out soon. I was deciding on the commit, but I did the commit. I was just checking. And now it's time to decide where should the other two topics go. One of them is explaining what happens to our rules once we reach packet alert max. And the other is explaining this new counter in our stats counter. I could show that if I went to, say, tests alert max, append higher priority, then we can, from here, I guess we could stats log. We have this counter that doesn't show, which makes me feel Yeah, this feels great. Oh, it's because I ran it without the new patch. It's all my fault, as usual. But if I show the test YAML here, we would have a field like this showing how many alerts were discarded if we reached the packet alert max and we still had rules that triggered for the same packet, and I have to document that. I'll have to run it again. I should get ready for that. I'll do it. Where? Dazed and confused. That's me. I can do it from here. Right? I could. Why do I have a feeling that I'm doing something wrong? What's wrong? What did I do wrong? Why am I so scared? My gosh. Well, rumpy alert max. Why did it fail? Oh, all right. I'm such a failure. Where is it? Discarded. I should delete that one. Postgre. No, Postgre overflow is something else that I have to fix, by the way. Alerts doc, alerts discarded, alerts detour, alerts backup. That's great. Not ashamed at all. Alert queue overflow stats. That's what I want. Alert queue. That. I don't think. Yeah, let's configure. I'm doing this, although it might look like a waste of time, but because I want to document it, I also want to show like what it looks like. So I'm thinking I need that. That's why I went through all of this, because I think it will be useful. In the meantime, let's go back to thinking. So for the detection, what is Suricata? Quick Start Guide, installation upgrade, command line options, Suricata rules, rule management, making sense out of alerts, performance, reputation, configuration, init scripts, setting up IPS inline for Linux, setting up IPS inline for Windows, output, Lua support, public datasets, using capture hardware, interacting via unit socket, third-party integration, man pages, acknowledgements, licenses. No, I don't know. I'm considering either making sense out of alerts or performance. Maybe configuration, because do we have anything else other than the YAML file? Global thresholds. Let me check what that is. Thresholds can be configured in the rules themselves. see thresholds keywords. No, that's something else. They are often set by rule writers based on their intelligence for creating a rule combined with a judgment on how often a rule will alert. Nope, that's something else. So that's not it. I think I might end up reaching out to someone because I don't know really. Yeah, now it passes. Not all is lost. Here. Now we have it. So this line here is dear to me. This is the stats thing that I have to document. Performance. Packet capture, no. Run modes, tuning considerations. Packet profiling. Doesn't look like it should be here. Maybe when I write about the configuration of the thing, I could expand and explain what is the outcome when folks change that. This is about the alerts we have. Well, it has happened in the past, not long ago, that I wrote something and we found out that either we didn't want it or we wanted it split into different sections, or we wanted something different. So guess what? Let's just get started and see how it goes. And that's it. Excuse me again. So as this is the official config file, we don't have the change that I'm looking for. It is here. I guess I'll just expand this and see how it goes. I have my to-dos there. Let's go back to Suricata YAML. It's my best shot. Oh well. I think that in this case, going here and editing it is the easiest way, so let's do that. It is possible to configure the size of the alerts queue that are appended to each packet. This will influence how many alerts could be logged against a given packet. Not packed. That's something else. A given packet. The default value is 15. Note that no alert rules currently are also appended to the packet alert queue. I don't like this already. The alerts queue that is appended. I think just doing that makes it better already. Could be logged. Not just logged, actually matched against a given packet. the default value is 15. If no value or an invalid setting is provided, so the engine will fall back to the default. Behavior impact. I'm so out of ideas. Behavior impact. So we have we do here default login. I want to see subsections, excuse me, to see how we are marking them. Splitting. Splitting, then we have, oh, it's even output default login directory, so I think I saw it right. Okay, I'm doing it right. No, I think it's impact on engine behavior. So what do I want to say here? What do we think is important to highlight? So rules are queued by priority. Higher priority rules may replace lower priority ones that may have been triggered earlier if SORI reaches packet alert max. If we have a packet alert overflow, packet alert queue. What is that? No, let's do it differently. If SORI kata reaches the packet, alert max for a given queue, for a given packet. Also known as alert queue overflow. This may happen in two different situations. What are the situations? A higher priority rule is triggered after a lower priority one, and sorry, excuse me. A higher priority rule is triggered after a lower priority one, and packet queue is at packet max alert, packet alert max. Lower priority row is replaced in the queue. A lower priority excuse me again, row is triggered and the packet queue, the alert queue, is already at packet alert max. The row is discarded without being appended. Both scenarios will generate will be logged as, what is it? Now we check the stats. Delete detect alert queue overflow. In the stats log and event and ev log, event type stats. As long as there each internally Suricata engine represents each packet with a data structure that has its own alert queue. The max size of the queue is defined by packet alert max. What else? Different transactions a given row, the same row can be triggered by the same packet multiple times, as long as there is still space in the alert queue. Those are appended. Once Suricata reaches the packet reaches packet alert max, once the alert queue reaches max, we are at packet alert queue overflow, and we only append rows new alerts in case their rules have a higher priority ID. This is the internal ID attributed by Suricata by the engine, not the signature ID. All right, I've written a lot. Stats. Discarded roles, alerts, stats. Both scenarios previously described will be logged. All right, I wrote a lot. Now I want to see this and check how I feel about it. And while it compiles, I check the chat. Whoops, what did I do? Definition list ends without a blank line. Yeah, Sphinx has tiny details that I must be aware of. What was the line? What? 176. Yeah, this. Go up. This was the issue. But nope. No. What? You don't? You suck. Wait, this is also bad. And this is also bad. I think this is worse than the rest. So let's go. Would that be enough? Because then we only have that other dash hyphen is not in a new line. No. Yeah, the problem was here. Let's go. Sphinx definition list. This directive must contain a REST definition list like markup with terms and definitions. Is that what I'm looking for? Oh, wow. Terms and... No, that's not what I'm... Oh, stop mosquitoes. Why do you think we have a definition list? Error doesn't show where it is. This looks like what's going on with me. My dot is like this. When I make HTML, it turns out, I'd guess before the return line, that's where your list of parameter ends. Oh, there. But it's not, that's not what is, oh, I'm sorry. 176. What do I have that I'm not seeing? Let's just make the documentation to be faster. Oh, do I have to escape this? Did we reach this level? No, it was probably that, and then I did not clean nor save, and it got stuck in the error. This is the official one. This is where we were. Packet alert queue settings. This looks better than what we have now. Am I being lazy? Now I want to show. This is just a box, right? So cute. I have no idea how do we use Sphinx table to create, no, not a table of contents, just a table. Use tables. Tables are very useful for presenting complex information. With restructured text and Sphinx, you can create tables in several ways. list table directive. You can add restructured text table syntax with list table directive. Each table has a number of columns and their associated relative width indicated within a width tag. CSV files. I dislike both. Well, let's see. What happens if I just try to do that? I'll break it, right? Let's break Sphinx. Yeah. Inconsistent literal block quoting. Why? I have no idea, but something about this is treated as an inconsistent literal block. And I think this wouldn't work either, so maybe if I did this, would that work? It works. It's not as bad as expected. In this excerpt from a stats log, one can read that 3 alerts that Suricata kept, I'll use kept, I don't like it, appended 3. We can read that. Let's do it differently. Seven alerts were generated. 3 were kept in the packet queue, and 4 were discarded due to alert queue. Due to the packet having reached its max size for the alert queue. Having reached excerpt. Is that correct? That spell. Described. This is wrong. Let's check the rest. Surikata, 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 run mode, surikata, surikata, surikata. Surikata! Am I crazy? Log stash, hostname, pcap, wirechart, tc dump, squill, squill, prefilter, 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 prefilter. Prio, auto FP, suricata, 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 suricata. I'm checking the spelling of words to see if I find any low-hanging typos that could be fixed. I always get sleepy after lunch. You can assign names to each block of settings, which in this case is Apache or Apache, I don't know, and i7. Should I use suricata with lower? I will not fix that. It looks like everything is okay. I may have done this not long ago. Yeah, I'll assume everything is fine. Let's compile again. I guess I can close this one. It's very noisy today around here. We are done. This is what I did. Is it good? Who knows? I see an error. I see an error. Let's go to triggered. There. This, and then when I wanted a paragraph, I did not get one. Internally, this is, I'm considering excuse me. I'm considering this just one block. I'm not sure this should be in the Suricata YAML document, but yeah, well. Sorry. Packet alert queue settings. When to use capitals and when not to, because I'm clearly not following a pattern here, a standard, and I don't like doing that. It is possible to configure the size of the alerts queue that is appended to each packet. Of the alerts queue that is used to append alerts triggered by each packet. This will influence how many alerts could be actually matched against a given packet. Is that true? This will influence how many alerts are perceived would be perceived to have matched against a given packet, because we will only see the end result. The default value, is 15. If no value or an invalid setting is provided, the engine will fall back to the default. Note that no other rules are currently I'm not writing a library, I'm documenting a change that comes from a patch that I wrote, and now we have to make sure that this is clear to the users. That's what I'm doing. And maybe because I like writing, I take time doing it. It is possible, and to be fair, we have plans to have Suricata available as a library, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but no, the short answer is no, I'm not writing a library. This will influence how many alerts would be perceived to have matched against a given packet. The default value is 15. If no value or an invalid setting is provided, the engine will fall back to the default. Note that no other rules currently are also appended to the packet alert queue. Is that where that should be? I don't think so. I don't know if I have truly acquired it. I just happen to, as I said, I like writing, and so I keep trying. I think that Anaïs So, which is one of the organizers of the Outreachy program, is a good technical writer, and I try to. I sometimes read about it so I can be better. I think one thing that I must improve tremendously is being less verbose, because I think that when we are writing documentation, especially for developers, they want to go straight to the point so they can move on with their work, because reading is not the main goal. And I know I have a lot to improve on that area. But at least I try to make sure that what I'm writing makes sense, and that we have the information that would be important to the users, to the real audience. So right now this is for the users, so I'm trying not to use terms that would be, although I think I'm failing, but I'm trying to not be so technical with regards to implementation and focus more on what's the outcome for them. And when I write documentation for our developers, then I go more like showing code and things like that. But I am very verbose, and I'm rather self-aware when I'm writing that. So I'm trying to figure out where's the best part to have that last portion, because I don't think it's up there. Up there we are talking about the settings, and here I'm trying to mention that no alert rules are also part of this, because it could not be something folks would consider at first. Internally, the Suricata engine represents each packet with a data structure that has its own alert queue. The max size of the queue is defined by packet alert max. The same rule can be triggered by the same packet multiple times. As long as there is still space in the alert queue, those are appended. Once the alert queue reaches max, we are at packet alert queue overflow, and we only append new alerts in case their rules have a higher priority ID. This is the internal ID attributed by the engine, not the signature ID. Rules are queued by priority. Higher priority rules may replace lower priority ones that may have been triggered earlier. If Suricata reaches, I think I'm being repetitive here, for a given packet. This is something that I do a lot. This may happen in two different scenarios. Okay, where do I put it? As long as there is still space in the alert queue, those, I think here, no, wait, because we only go, all right. Thank you. You too. Good luck to the users who have to read the documentation and make sense of it. I hope I managed to have something informative. As long as there's still space in the alert queue, those are appended. Note that no alert rules currently are also appended as part of. I think I can make this shorter. Let's see. This is too big. This is bad. No, no, that's not where I want to break it. I want to break it here, because then we have, wait. This is a good place for breaking this block of text, because it's a different, we are moving on with the explanation somehow. So I think that it makes sense to me. I think that reading out loud helps a lot, so I try to do that a lot. Yeah, this looks better. Internally, the Suricata engine represents each packet with a data structure that has its own alert queue. The max size of the queue is defined by packet alert max. The same rule can be triggered by the same packet multiple times. As long as there is still space in the alert queue, those are appended. Note that no other rules currently are also appended to the packet alert queue. Once the alert queue reaches max, we are at packet alert queue overflow, and we only append new alerts in case their rules have a higher priority ID. This is the internal ID attributed by the engine, not the signature ID. Rules are queued by priority. Higher priority rules. I think I can change the order here. Salute you for those about to rock. We salute you. We salute you. We salute you. I messed up with things. So, how are things? I'm reaching a point where I'm getting somewhat happy with what we have, and I'm also reaching a point where this session is basically 1 hour long. So what I will do is I'll do that break, and when I come back, I'll read the whole thing in one go. It's really hard for me to do that, but I know it's important to get a good grasp of how things are sounding and all of that. I'll try to polish a bit, and I'll see if I submit a pull request with that, because then we could potentially have everything that is required for this patch to be merged, and that would be great. I'll be happy with that. Yeah, that's my goal. So first I'll do the break, then I'll polish, review in one go, polish, hopefully wrap up, submit a pull request, and then move on to the next task. That said, thanks for stopping by. I had a real, I won't say that the other watchers are not real, but someone who interacted with me. That was cool. See you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for helping me focus.